Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan Smith, and today I'm going to be comparing the companies Ford and Tesla. I was pretty excited to do this one as Ford was the first company to make a car in the world, and now Tesla is the most valuable car brand in the world, with Elon Musk now becoming the second richest person in the world as well. The first question we were asked to answer was value discipline each company adheres to. With Tesla, I would say the ones they most adhere to is product leadership as well as customer intimacy. This is because, to start with product leadership, their mission statement is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. So what they're doing is they're an innovator in their own brand with making fully electric cars with the thought of saving the world with all the damage that gas and everything has done to our planet. Next, for operational excellence, they don't really adhere to it too much just because in order to make a sustainable car like this, it will be overall higher cost for the consumer just because of all the extra work and how they dispose of all the materials that they have to use. And then for customer intimacy, they do a very good job um, trying to heal the environment by providing fully electric cars so the gas isn't getting up into the atmosphere and things like that. For Ford, they're also a very innovative brand, just like Tesla, just in a different way. So what they do is they try to get all their employees to think like investors. So would you invest in the company if they're very innovative or not innovative? So they don't make their employees be innovative, but you must be innovative in order to work there. For operational excellence is the one I think they adhere to most, just because their costs for the cars are usually on par with other companies, and this is where they try to sell to you. And then they actually have one of the worst reputations in the car industry, which I didn't know until I started researching. So they definitely could do a little bit better in that department. The next question is who are their primary customers? So who is their target market? For Tesla, when they first started off, it was high income. The first model they sold was very expensive, but Elon Musk recently wrote a blog where they're trying to expand into the low mid income target market as they're making more affordable cars. So their plan was from the beginning make more profit, make more revenue from selling the more expensive car, and then reinvest that money into research and development in order to make a more affordable car and things like that. And then also individuals who want a luxury car while not causing harm to the environment. Once again, it's all electric, as you probably know. For Ford, their primary customers are typically towards all income levels. They do a very good job of having many different models. So, for example, their most successful model is the Ford F Series. So you can start off with just a basic F-150 and build your way up to a Ford Raptor. So it's really marketing towards all incomes. Um, and then the next question is, how do they build relationships and loyalty with their customers? Tesla does a very good job of creating an emotional connection with their consumers as they sell to individuals that relate to one another for hopes of saving our planet's energy problem one day, um, as as well as um, not causing harm to the environment while driving. And then they also have superior customer service on social media, and they run a blog as well, which they answer a lot of questions for customers and consumers. And for Ford, they recently developed a Ford Pass program. It's an app-based system to reward customers for purchasing multiple Ford vehicles. So let's say you live in a household with four people and you all buy Fords or you all lease Fords or something like that, you'll save a pretty good amount of money. Also through the app, you can re-up on leases as long as scheduling services for all the Ford vehicles you may own. The more you use the app is the more financial incentives you will receive from Ford. So they're trying to push convenience, just purchasing all your vehicles at one place. So you only have to deal with one dealership to get all your services and things like that. The next question is, how do they use AI, artificial intelligence? So Tesla is very innovative when it comes to this, obviously. They actually have autopilot software in all models. Right now, it's really only available if you're driving on the highway, as it's more of one speed, not as much stop and go as if you're in a city or something like that. All Tesla vehicles also collect data, which gets sent to the cloud for the purpose of one day making their car fully autonomous. So by that, one day you'll be able to step foot in your Tesla, hit where you want to go, and it does all the driving for you. So there's trying to collect all this data, as you can see at the last point on the Tesla side. Um, Average increases in speeds and areas, if there's construction, if there's regular traffic, and then also how drivers avoid hazards to keep the car safe and to keep everyone around you safe. And they actually estimated all the data Tesla's collecting off these cars will be worth around $750 billion by 2030. Ford's actually use artificial intelligence very well as well. They're studying vehicle behavior in the streets. They have 7 cities currently where they're collecting all of this data. Their end goal is to solve urban driving problems, so safety, travel, parking solutions. So they also do a very good job of using artificial intelligence. The next one is how did they digitally transform? Tesla, once again, collects analytics on all of their vehicles in order to either create a better model, like I touched on before, or a more affordable model for their customers. Like I mentioned before, they're trying to make more affordable cars by selling the more expensive ones to reinvest that money into research and development. All their cars collect analytics to try and create a fully autonomous model, and also everything they use is basically cloud-based. So that's where they store all their data from manufacturing to distribution, logistics, supply chain. All of that is in the cloud for easy storage. Ford also collects analytics in order to solve urban driving problems. But however, Ford was one of the big companies to fail trying to digitally transform. They were a bunch of companies, including General Electric and Ford, who, as a whole, invested about 1.3 trillion into trying to digitally transform their companies, but they lost 900 billion as a whole. So it wasn't just Ford. I do not know the exact numbers, but the biggest reasons why they did not succeed in trying to digitally transform because they didn't communicate their goals, strategy, or purpose with their employees once they did this. The next slide is just, are they digitally mature? For Tesla, they are definitely digitally mature. They're one of the most innovative brands in the world, and their CEO, Elon Musk, is now the second richest person in the world, passing Bill Gates in the last month, I believe it was. He also has a bunch of different businesses like SpaceX and a bunch of different businesses like that. So he's definitely teaching his employees how to use all the technology. Like I said before, all their data is collected in the cloud. So they've definitely been very successful in being able to reach digital maturity. And then for Ford, they're also digitally mature. They're still a very successful company, and they're setting themselves up for the long haul with collecting the analytics and trying to solve urban driving problems. They actually recently invested another $11 billion to try and digitally transform themselves in the next decade to make themselves even more digitally mature. And then the last one is how do they use analytics? So both these companies, as I've touched on before, love analytics. They basically strive on analytics and need analytics in order to get better. So once again, Tesla is collecting analytics from all models of their car. Every single Tesla that's been sold, they collect analytics from. So once again, you'll be able to get in your car and just hit a destination. So they need all those analytics. If there's traffic, to know how to stop, how fast to stop, how fast to accelerate, and whatnot. Their analytics, all the analytics they've collected for this reason, should be worth up to $750 billion in 2030. And then once again, they use cloud storage for everything, whether it's supply chain, logistics, distribution, manufacturing, sales programs, and all of that. Ford also uses analytics to solve their urban driving solutions touched on before. Once again, trying to solve problems with safety, travel, parking in urban areas. The main place they're set up is in Detroit, which is where their headquarters are. And then recently I've added 6 other cities to collect more analytics from to solve their urban solutions. And my last slide here is just all the references I used. Thanks for listening, and I hope everyone has a good holiday break. Thanks.